After this review, you're gonna pray to death to watch it. Let's talk Pray for Death.
Governor, calling Raven.
Payback time.
Come with me if you want to live.
You just don't turn it off!
Pray for Death was released in 1985, directed by Gordon Hessler, and written by James Booth, and starring Sho Kosugi, James Booth, and Donna Kai Benz. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema, and welcome to my review of Pray for Death from 1985, an 80s classic, cult classic martial arts ninja movie. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel if you love this kind of content. If you like martial arts, ninja movies, action movies, all that jazz, 80s movies, do a lot of those. And comment down below. Let me know if you've seen Pray for Death. If you like Sho Kosugi movies, all that jazz. Let me know what you think of this review. Let me know what you think of this movie. We'll have a healthy discussion in those comments. So Pray for Death, this is a movie, one of those movies from my childhood that my uncle introduced me to. I remember he had the VHS tape like in the 80s there. And I just loved this movie. I just love Sho Kosugi ninja movies. Ninjas were the craze in the 80s as a kid. Like when you go out for Halloween in the 80s, chances are you're going to see a whole lot of ninjas. You know what I mean? This is one of those movies that fell into cult classic status, and they're doing a big release of it that I've pre-ordered. It should be coming very soon, actually, but I was browsing Tubi and I saw this on there and I couldn't wait. I said, you know what? I'm going to watch this. I feel like talking about it. I just always have had a real soft spot for this movie. And Sho Kosugi does a bunch of ninja movies from canon films like Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, Ninja 3. And he did a bunch of movies back in the 80s like this. Rage of Honor was another one of his. And yeah, I think he's just really good in this genre. I think he gives a pretty powerful performance in this movie. And our villain here who plays Limehouse Willie, James Booth, he's also the writer. So he's playing the villain and he wrote the screenplay for this. So definitely a movie, don't pass on it. I think it's worth your time. And going to tell you why in a few minutes here. Let's just go to a quick plot synopsis. So after a peace-loving Japanese immigrant and his family become victims of a crime syndicate, a master ninja emerges. So this movie starts out with a really great action sequence where just ninja slicing and dicing, ninja stars, kung fu in this forest and all that kind of stuff. And while you're watching, then it pans back and we realize that it's these two young Japanese kids watching a show called The Black Ninja, and they find it funny because the ninja looks like their dad. We're introduced to this loving Japanese family where, you know, it's just two brothers, the father, the mother. The father, Sho Kosugi, wants to thinking about starting his own business, and because his wife was born in America, they decide to go back to America, open a Japanese restaurant in LA. But there's a lot of ghosts in Sho Kosugi's closet in this. Everyone thinks he's just, you know, just a businessman, just a, you know, entrepreneur, what have you. But he's secretly a ninja. And so he sneaks out at night and you see him in some kind of temple, you know what I mean, fighting with his master, all that kind of stuff. And he's haunted by guilt.
You must forget the past.
The first like 15, 18 minutes of this film, they really flesh that out, that he feels responsible because his brother went bad, his brother ended up getting killed, and so he's haunted by all this guilt, and his father, his master, is telling him, you must forget the past if you want to move on. This is a classic martial arts story, right? You know, this past of two brothers who are orphans, you know, come to this temple, get trained. One of them's a bad brother gets killed. This is all like done through exposition and everything like that. And Sho Kosugi, who plays Akira, that's his Akira Sato in this, he's going to move to America just to start a new life, and he's going to leave his ninja past behind him and all that. Doesn't even take a sword with him, just takes this really awesome ninja helmet that you don't see much. It's really unique where, you know, it folds over his mouth like this. It's all metal, like this metal ninja kind of thing. And his master tries to tell him, you know, you'll always be a ninja. You know, you can never erase that part about you. As far as I can tell, nobody knows he's moonlighting as a ninja. Not his wife, not his kids. None of that. And what they do really well is they just really flesh out the family. They really flesh out this family starting a new life in America, starting their own business. They're good people. It's a good family. The brothers are tight. They take care of each other. And so you really care about these characters. You're really on board with them. They do a really good job of this in this movie. And when they get to America, they get caught in between dirty cops, gangsters, a really expensive necklace that starts all these troubles. And then we got our main villain here, Limehouse Willie, who's, the enforcer of this crime syndicate. Is this a loose cannon? And this is where all the trouble starts, right? I really like the fact in 1985 here. I think they really pushed a little boundary here for this in this genre anyway. They kidnap Akira's kid and he's got to get him back. Then they run over his wife and child and at the hospital, but then they push it again by killing the wife. And when they killed his wife, I really felt like they pushed a level in this type of movie because, like I said, you cared about the characters so much that, like, holy crap, they killed his wife, and this is where he returns back to the ninja, gets his revenge. You know how these movies go, but the way it's executed is quite well done. I really like how Sho Kosugi's kids are in this. I think their names Kane and Shane. Probably they're martial arts. I know Kane's a martial arts actor. You've seen him in a lot of kung fu movies and stuff like that. But the kid is really in the mix here. Like he goes to the store for his mother, gets into a fight. He's kicking kids' asses and everything like that. You see him get punched by the main villain here, just smacks the kid. They never really held back in this movie. They show the violence, right? It's a really powerful performance by Sho Kosugi when he's finds out his wife has died, and there's that moment he has it with his wife where he goes, "I will return back to the shadow," and all that kind of stuff, and the ways of the ninja and everything like that. His tears swelling up in him.
Whoever destroy your dreams and our family, I will make them pay for it. I swear.
And you really feel that pain and heartbreak and the anger in him. And when he has it out with the cop,
If we are all free to do what we like, I am free to make sure those animals do not go unpunished.
and you really feel the emotion of this character. Like that, he did a great job of emoting vengeance, sadness, anger, all this stuff. You just go through this journey with this character. You know what I mean? And until you're fist pumping at the end when he takes everyone out. And of course, this is the 80s, guys. We got to have an awesome montage. We get an awesome song called Back to the Shadows that they show at the beginning of the movie where it's him and his son. There's just a lot of sword play and stuff like that over this red background. And the song is awesome. Very 80s, very awesome. And then they show it again when he has to build a sword. In order for Sho Kosugi to get his revenge, to go back to the shadows, to become the ninja again, he goes through this ritual.
Jin! Let's
All right, and this is where the song kicks in after, and then you see the picture of his wife is burning, and just that emotion, like I said, is just unbelievable. It's great job, right?
Back to the shadows. Back to the shadows.
And the action, you can say the action is cheesy now. I wouldn't argue with it. You know what I mean? There's a lot more visceral, a lot more violent stuff now, a lot more realistic stuff. But for its time, I loved it, seeing him just throwing ninja stars. They don't hold back on the gore, and I think there's an extended cut coming where because they cut a lot of the gore. Like a lot of this movie, you'll notice will feel choppy because I think they edited a lot of gore out and stuff like that. But he's throwing ninja stars at people's faces, slicing and dicing people. You got car chases, him on the back of the truck fighting people, all that kind of ninja stuff. And the way he takes the bad guy out at the end with a table saw, that's all I'll say. Is the whole title of the movie of Pray for Death. If you don't leave this family alone, he tells them that you will be praying for death. So that's awesome. And I do like the villain in this. I think he's quite menacing. He's quite believable. He's quite intimidating. Kills his wife, hurts his child. This guy's just relentless. James Booth does a good job playing this character, and he wrote the script, so he knows the character, right? You could likely cut this movie apart, you know what I mean? But the only glaring thing I notice is when the bad guy goes on like this killing spree, and he guns down these two dirty cops in the middle of the day at a restaurant, and I'm like, really, would you really take that risk to kill these cops, get back this necklace and all that in the middle of the day? I mean, everyone spotted you, everyone knows what you look like. Or at the hospital where he kills the guy's wife and tries to poison the son and everything, he's at a hospital where there's people everywhere. I just thought that was kind of like, it was almost like they were rushing it. If you're this great of a crime syndicate and you're covering your tracks all the time, this guy was kind of reckless. That's the biggest glaring thing I really noticed about the movie on this rewatch of it. But if you like ninja movies, guys, this is definitely worth your time. Don't pass up on it. It's got a great score, it's a great choreography, but it's the story, it's the investment of the characters, it's the emotional weight of everything that really makes this movie stand out for me. I'm gonna give Pray for Death from 1985 a solid B. But what about you guys? Let me know in the comments below what you think of Pray for Death. Have you seen it? Have you not seen it? If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Then comment down below. Let's have a great, healthy discussion of Pray for Death. And you can watch it for free on Tubi right now. I don't know for how long, guys, but so definitely go check out Pray for Death there. My name is Jason. You've been watching Backtrack Cinema. I hope you enjoyed this review. Here is the next video you should be watching. Go down the rabbit hole, as I always say. I will see you next time, and I will see you in the movies. Cheers.